Now that the midterms are over, Democrats are already gearing up for the next presidential election in 2024. Congressional correspondent Stephanie Liebergen explains some major changes the party might make and how it selects its presidential nominee.
Democrats are thinking about shaking up the presidential primary schedule.
The presidential calendar will pretty much set the tone of the whole campaign.
The DNC is considering booting the Iowa caucuses from the prize spot atop the nomination calendar. 16 states and Puerto Rico are vying for one of the first spots, and the DNC's Rules Committee is considering a state's diversity, competitiveness, and media advertising costs in the decision. Nevada party leaders are hoping they can jump from third to first.
We meet all that criteria, and especially when it comes to diversity, we're a very richly diverse state. We're a majority-minority state, and I don't think that anyone else can stack up that's competing for first in the nation.
There's an elite status that comes with being first. A wide field of free-spending presidential candidates and media outlets flock to the first voting state, and issues important to that state influence what the candidates talk about. But a New Hampshire law could force Democrats to let the small state keep its first-in-the-nation primary status.
Our Secretary of State, who's our chief elections official, he doesn't have a choice except to put New Hampshire at least 7 days ahead of a similar event.
While the Granite State isn't especially diverse, there are other benefits it offers presidential hopefuls.
We really don't have much in the way of powerful party machinery or party bosses. We don't have unions that have a lot of influence over their members in terms of how they vote. So it's really, New Hampshire is a small, level, relatively inexpensive playing field for candidates.
Political parties have a lot of power in determining the primary schedule, but ultimately, states run those elections. A state could choose to diverge from the schedule approved by the DNC, but the party could establish consequences for that, like stripping that state of their delegates at the national convention.
We're all on the same page as far as making sure that, the presidential calendar reflects the country and reflects, what the people want.
The Republican National Committee is not changing its primary schedule. So if the DNC decides to change up the order, some states could see Democrats and Republicans voting on different days in 2024.